What made you realize your daughter was being used? My name is Harper, 28, barely made it through senior year, lives in a ranch-style house in Colorado. My daughter is 17, her name is Bailey, named after my grandma. We were always short on money, not too short that we were broke, just not much. One day I came home from work. I work at a small daycare in a small corner of town. One of the toddlers cut her leg while trying to cut her apples. I went home early. I headed to the kitchen to make Bailey's favorite meal, mac and cheese with bread crust sprinkled on top, extra cheese. When I was done, the kitchen was filled with the aroma of freshly cut cheese to the soothing crunch of breadcrumbs. It was perfect. Bailey had been looking down lately, so I thought this would cheer her up for sure. I called up to her room from the kitchen. "Dinner's ready. It's your favorite." I didn't hear the usual, "I'm coming," or "Give me a minute." All I heard was the rustling of her getting out of her room. When she came out, her hair was messy, scrambled like she had just messed it up. She was wearing a long-sleeved shirt. It was black, way too tight for her. When she got down, she didn't rush to the dinner table, she rushed to the door, putting on her jacket and pulling on her boots. I just standed there and watched as she zipped her jacket up. "Why are you leaving?" I asked. "I made your food." Before I could say anything, she interrupted. "I'm going out to eat with Jack," she said firmly. "Do you need me to drive you?" I asked. "No, Jack's driving me," she said as she walked out the door and slammed it shut. I just stood there, staring at the now cold mac and cheese. I ate alone that night. It was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Next morning, I got a text from my mom. "I read having a Christmas party and you're invited. Wear your coziest and silliest sweater." My daughter must have heard me and asked me later that day, "Can we bring Jack?" I hesitated at first, but then I said, "Sure, whatever makes you happy." That night, we went to my mom's home. It was decorated with more lights than I could imagine. When we walked in, the first person to notice Bailey's hand in Jack's was my mom. She rushed over and squeezed Bailey so hard I thought she would pop. Then she let go and stared at Jack. "Who are you?" she asked. Jack just smiled and said,
"I'm Bailey's boyfriend."
Then my mom said, "Well, congrats, this is a very sweet girl." Then he glanced at Bailey with a certain glint in his eyes that didn't make me comfortable and said,
"I know, she's perfect."
Everyone at the dinner seemed to trust him. My dad, my sister, and even my niece drawed a picture of her and him holding hands. He was perfect. Too perfect. When we all sat down to eat, Jack pulled out a chair for Bailey. Of course, I heard the usual, so respectful, so kind. Was I the only one who didn't trust him? When we were eating, everyone else was eating heavy and unhealthy amounts of food, but Bailey was eating a small salad that could feed a hamster. I was confused then, I remembered. When she was only 6, we made a rule that if you were in danger, you would eat less. I then tapped her wrist and whispered, "Are you in danger?" She glanced at Jack and then looked at me. She put a thumbs up. Then I took her to the bathroom and asked her, "Do you want to leave?" I asked. She looked at me with fear in her eyes and whispered, "Yes, I would like that." As I held her hand and guided her out of the building, her hand was trembling. Jack must have seen us and asked us.
"Why are you leaving so early?"
He held Bailey's shoulder possessively. I said, "It's a family emergency, urgent, sorry." I started walking Bailey to the door. Jack's grip tightened on Bailey's shoulder.
"You're not going anywhere."
He grabbed Bailey. I grabbed her back. It was like we were playing tug-of-war, but with a 17-year-old girl. Finally, I grabbed her and raced to the dining room. Jack chased after me. When I got to the dining room, I said, "You all think Jack is so perfect, but here's proof he isn't." I rolled up the sleeve of Bailey's sweater. There was years of bruises, scars, and cuts. Everyone just stared. My mom even dropped her wine glass. No one bothered to clean it up. They were busy staring. Bailey just pointed at Jack with tears in her eyes. Jack tried to protest, but my dad, who had 4 years in police officer training, tackled him to the ground. My mom was on the phone with 911, tears in her eyes. When the police came, we found out it wasn't just Bailey that Jack did this to. It was 4 other girls. All 17, all live in Colorado, all just like Bailey. That night, me and Bailey sat on the couch. Bailey sobbed on me, thanking me for saving her. Then I realized if I had let Bailey go home with Jack, she would have been dead.